YouTube, this is Buddy coming at you another quick video. This is the 20-gallon tank build, part 3. We're going to drill the tank today. As you can see, this is the overflow box. This is the drill that I'm using. That's the diamond coated drill bit. And we're keeping this setting on the drill to the lowest setting. Now you want to keep it on the lowest setting in case it was to get snagged. You want this to slip really easily. If I had the drill bit set all the way to the highest setting, and it gets caught or catches on the glass, it could snap the glass and shatter it. So I want the drill bit to be able to slip really easy. So if it gets caught on anything, it'll slip, hopefully, instead of shattering the glass. Now, number 2 is the overflow box. I like to take the overflow box and trace out a pattern of the overflow box. I originally had the overflow box a little closer to the corner, but for cleaning the side of the glass right there, that wasn't going to work out too well. Now, I would normally drill my tanks outside. I wouldn't do it in my bathtub, but it is 6 below 0 outside where I live, so drilling a tank outside and water and stuff is just not going to mix too good. So we're going to do it upstairs in the bathroom, and after we do that, we will install the overflow box. I'm waiting for the bulkhead still, so I'll measure. I should have plenty of room. That is about 4.5 inches wide, the box, so I should have plenty of room to be able to sneak the bulkhead in there after I silicone the overflow box in. But normally you'd put your bulkhead in, do your plumbing, and then silicone your overflow box in. But I'm very anxious and ambitious. Well, let's say I'm impatient, let's just put it that way. I'm very impatient and I want to get that part done. So I'm going to do it ahead of time and disregard my own advice and put the overflow box in before I do the plumbing. Alright, so it's going to be tough for me to drill this and hold the camera at the same time, because essentially I do it by myself. I only have one hand. So I'm going to do it free-handed, which I normally use a guide. The guide is in my SUV, and my wife has it at work. And I wanted to get this done right away. As soon as the mail came today, I said, you know what, I'll do it free-handed. First time doing one free-handed, so I'm going to do it free-handed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go at an angle, I'm going to get a gouge started, and then I'm going to turn it right side up, and I'm going to let the weight of the drill do all the work. I wish I could show you. I'll try to prop it up here and see if I can get it to work. Give me 1 second. I don't know how well this is going to work out. Yeah, so I'm just going to pause it, I'm going to drill it, and I'll get back to you guys. Unfortunately, I'm not able to prop the phone up. But like I said, I'm just going to set the drill bit, the drill, down at an angle. I'm going to get my my gouge, scratch, however you want to say it, started, and then I'm going to turn the drill bit upwards, straight up and down, and let the weight of the drill do all the work. Alright? So I recommend using a guide for the first time. Don't try to do it free-handed for your first time. I drilled a couple tanks before. By no means am I an expert though. And like I said, I would rather use the guide too. So this is the 45 milliliter drill bit. Well, you can't catch it. This thing won't focus. And that is perfect for a 1-inch bulkhead. Alright, so let's get drilling. And then I'll get right back to you, and then we'll install the overflow box. Alright, so I'm going to pause it, and I'll be right back, guys. Alright, what's going on, YouTubers? We're back. The hole is drilled. Wasn't that hard to do a freehand. I would much rather use my guide, though. It does make it a little easier. But no big deal. It's still drilled. It was a good thing I had the drill set to a low setting, because when we got to the end there, it did snag, and that would have snapped my tank. So thank God the drill, having it on the lowest setting like that, did provide that to slip instead of snap the tank. So, and it took me about a minute and a half to do, and that should be about how long it takes. Just stay with it. Don't stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. Keep letting the water run on it and just keep drilling. Here's the piece underneath. Be careful, there might be some glass shards. Now, there's the piece. No big deal. As you can see, my first attempt without the guide was scratched a little bit. You'll see it right there. And then I was able to get it under control and make a good, clean, even cut without any scratches. Chipping, I think no chipping. So there's no chipping, anything like that. It's a good, clean hole. There's no sharp edges. It actually worked out really good. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I think we're all set to go. So let's go downstairs and install the overflow box. And you know, always make sure you have a towel underneath, guys. And what actually helps a lot too is putting a piece of tape on the inside there. That'll help keep you from pushing the drill all the way through and possibly cracking the tank, the piece of tape. And it'll help keep this up there too. That piece of tape, it helps out quite a bit, because when you get to the end there, sometimes you'll actually push the drill bit all the way through, and you know, that piece of tape can help it so you don't accidentally crack the tank at the last little bit. And always have a towel underneath so it catches the glass piece when it falls. Alright guys, so I'm going to go install the overflow box and get back to you. Alright, so guys, it kind of sucked that I couldn't show you me drilling it. Unfortunately, that really sucks, kind of kills the video. But I'll give you a quick example. It's not hard to do at all. Basically what I did was I came in at an angle. Okay, let that go for about maybe 10 seconds. We'll just say I counted about 10, exactly like 12 seconds. But I held it like that, counted about 12, and then slowly kept the drill going till it was completely flat. Okay? And then I just stayed right on it. It's a lot easier to do. This is why I couldn't drill the tank and talk to you at the same time. Stayed right on it, and I just held it with my other hand, made sure it was nice and stable, let the weight of the drill do all the drilling. Pay attention as you get towards the end. Just when you're about to break through the glass, I like to ease up on the drill a little bit, take some of the weight of the drill off. Support some of the weight of the drill just at the last couple seconds. Now, you probably don't need to do that, but I feel like it definitely helps and prevents the possibility of it pushing through and prematurely punching out the hole and cracking the tank. So I like to ease up off the drill just a little bit, and then I stay on it, nice and smooth. Keep this drill nice and steady. Keep it parallel. You know, if you have a drill that has a level on it, that's awesome. Keep your setting on the lowest setting, because it did snag. It actually did snag. And if I would have had that on like a 3 or a 4, it would have cracked my tank for sure. So have it on your one lowest setting. You know, it really sucks that I couldn't prop that phone up to drill it. But it is what it is. So that's the hole. Came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. And we're going to install the overflow box. I have to clean the tank up, and my camera's getting ready to run out. So I'll show you in the next video, but basically I'm just going to quickly tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take silicone, start at the top, run all the way this way, across, one bead of silicone, about the half the thickness of a pencil, maybe the thickness of a pencil. Basically, I'm just going to cover this one bead to the thickness of this piece of acrylic, which is about 1/4 inch thick, all the way across. And then I'm going to stick it right to the glass. Stick it right to the glass. You know, make sure it's nice and clean though. Stick it right to the glass, and then I'm going to smear out the silicone on each side. And I'll take the silicone and I'll smear it out, nice smooth, inside and out. It's very important that you have this watertight, because if this is not watertight, it's possible that during a power outage or when you shut your pump off, more water could drain out of your tank than you want. Generally, if it's watertight, it'll drain down just to the bottom of these weirs. If it's not watertight, it'll drain all the way to the bottom of this, because water will leak in, especially depending on where the leak is. So it's very important to have this nice and watertight. Now, if you look at the way the slices are, the slices actually come down right below the rim. So I actually take this and butt it nice and tight. Sorry about the shaking, guys. Butt it nice and tight to the top of the plastic rim, and that gives me slits right underneath the plastic rim. So that'll set my water height perfect. So that's how you would install that. And basically, it's going to go right here, right where our box is. Now, as you'll see, the hole is slightly off center. That's because I'm going to do the dorsal standpipe, where it comes up, over, down, and has a little spot right there at the top for my airline. I'm not going to do a Herbie overflow where it's dead silent, because for that I would have to drill 2 holes, and I'm using a 1-inch bulkhead. As you can see, I do not have enough room to drill 2 holes. Basically, you'd want for a Herbie overflow, which is ultra silent. It's actually a great overflow. But you have the first hole that you're drilling is going to be your or it could be your second, whatever hole you drill. But you're going to have one pipe that's going to be at a full siphon. Your second pipe is going to be slightly higher. That's going to be your emergency overflow, and that is going to be wide open. So if this one ever gets clogged or something happens, your second one kicks in. Now, I would have went that route, but I'm unable to drill 2 1-inch holes in here. It's just not going to work out too well. I wouldn't have the room. So I went with the one. I'm going to go with the dorsal standpipe, and we're going to do, and I'm not going to do the Herbie overflow. But if you want to do the Herbie overflow, that's how you would do it. You'd have 2 holes. One is going to be set at a full siphon. Other one's going to be slightly higher. That's going to be wide open as an emergency drain. Alright guys, so I'm going to install this overflow box. Basically, I'm just going to do it the way I just told you. Put the silicone all the way around, stick it, smear out the silicone with my fingers, done. When my bulkhead and everything comes in, it's going to be a tight fit putting it in there. Normally you would do your plumbing first, then put the overflow box in, but I want that darn overflow box in. Alright guys, so that's how you drill an aquarium. I know I couldn't do it and film it at the same time, but like I said, it's basically I did exactly how I just said it. I just went at an angle. Really simple. Just start at an angle, run it, get your groove set, and then slowly raise it so you're straight up and down, and hold it. Let the weight of the drill do all the drilling, and just hold it. Took me about 1.5 minutes, and just keep it going. It's quite noisy. Make sure you got water rushing over the hole, so you can keep the glass and the drill bit cool and keep the glass dust down. Make sure you have a towel in the inside for the glass piece to fall, so don't crack your tank. Very simple, really easy guys. I always like to mark out my overflow box. I know where I'm drilling. Alright guys, this is Buddy signing out. Happy reefing.